Hey there, have you ever felt like you're chasing love, but no matter how much you get, it still doesn't feel right? Maybe you're in a relationship, or you're seeking connection with friends or family, but something's missing. Here's the truth: you don't need love, you need respect. And I know that might sound surprising, but stick with me. My name is Name, and today I want to talk to you about why respect, both from others and from yourself, is more important than love, and how to build the kind of relationships that truly fulfill you. If you're tired of feeling unappreciated or giving up your boundaries just to feel a little warmth, this video is for you. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let's dive in together. I've been where you are. For years I thought love was the answer to everything. I thought if I could just find someone who loved me, or if I could prove how much I loved others, I'd finally feel whole. I'd bend over backwards to make people happy, even if it meant ignoring my own needs. I'd let people cross my boundaries. I'd say yes when I wanted to say no. I'd stay in relationships that made me feel small, all because I was starving for warmth, forgetting about boundaries. I thought that's what love was supposed to look like, sacrificing myself to feel connected, to feel wanted. But no matter how much love I gave or received, I still felt empty. I'd be in a relationship and on the surface it looked perfect. We'd say I love you, we'd spend all our time together. But deep down I felt unseen, unappreciated, like my needs didn't matter. I remember one relationship in particular. I was with this guy, let's call him Mark, who said he loved me, but he'd constantly dismiss my feelings. I'd tell him I felt hurt by something he said, and he'd brush it off with, "You're too sensitive," or "I was just joking, relax." I'd ask for space and he'd guilt-trip me into spending more time with him. I stayed because I thought, he loves me, so this must be okay. I just need to try harder. But I was miserable. I was giving up my boundaries, my self-respect, just to feel a little bit of warmth from him. And it wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I realized, love without respect isn't enough. True intimacy is impossible without self-respect. Today I'm going to share 5 steps that help me stop chasing love at the expense of my own worth, start building relationships based on respect, and finally feel the deep connection I'd been craving. These steps changed my life, and I believe they can change yours too. Step 1. Understand that love without respect is empty. The first step is to understand that love without respect is empty. We're often taught that love is the ultimate goal, that if someone loves you, that's all you need. But love without respect is just a hollow shell. It might feel good for a moment, but it won't fulfill you in the long run. With Mark, I thought love was enough. I thought, he says he loves me, so I should be happy. But I wasn't, because every time he dismissed my feelings, every time he ignored my boundaries, I felt smaller. I felt like I didn't matter. I'd cry myself to sleep some nights, wondering why I still felt so alone even though I had love in my life. It wasn't until I ended that relationship that I realized, love without respect isn't love at all. It's just a transaction. You give up your worth to feel a temporary sense of connection. Respect, on the other hand, is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Respect means your feelings are heard, your boundaries are honored, your worth is acknowledged. And that goes both ways. You need to receive respect from others, but you also need to respect yourself. Try this right now. Think about a relationship in your life where you feel loved but not respected. Maybe it's a partner who doesn't listen to you, a friend who always puts you down, or a family member who ignores your needs. How does that make you feel? Do you feel truly connected, or do you feel empty, like something's missing? Be honest with yourself. If there's love but no respect, that relationship isn't serving you. It's not giving you the deep connection you deserve. Understanding this is the first step to realizing that you don't just need love, you need respect. And that starts with respecting yourself. Step 2. Stop sacrificing your boundaries for warmth. The second step is to stop sacrificing your boundaries for warmth. When you're starving for love, for connection, for any kind of warmth, it's so easy to forget about your boundaries. You say yes when you mean no. You let people treat you in ways that make you uncomfortable. You ignore your own needs just to keep the peace. I did this all the time with Mark. I'd let him talk over me. I'd let him make decisions for me. I'd let him guilt-trip me into doing things I didn't want to do, all because I was so desperate for his affection. I thought, if I set boundaries, he might leave me, and then I'll be alone. But by ignoring my boundaries, I was losing myself. I was becoming someone I didn't recognize, someone who didn't stand up for herself, someone who didn't value her own needs. It wasn't until I started setting boundaries that I realized how much I'd been giving up. I remember the first time I told Mark, I need some space this weekend. I'm not feeling up for hanging out. He got upset, tried to make me feel guilty, but I held my ground. And even though it was hard, it felt so empowering. I was finally choosing myself. Try this right now. Think about a boundary you've been ignoring to keep someone in your life. Maybe you're always available for a friend who never reciprocates, or you let a partner speak to you in a way that makes you feel small. What would it look like to set that boundary? Maybe it's saying no to something you don't want to do, or telling someone how their behavior makes you feel. Start small, but start somewhere. You're starving for warmth, but you don't have to forget about boundaries to get it. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to healthier relationships. They show others how to treat you, and they remind you that your needs matter. You deserve warmth that doesn't come at the cost of your self-respect. Step 3. Learn to respect yourself first. The third step is to learn to respect yourself first. True intimacy is impossible without self-respect. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't value your needs, your boundaries, your worth, you'll keep attracting relationships that reflect that lack of respect. I had to learn this the hard way. After I ended things with Mark, I spent a lot of time alone, reflecting on why I'd stayed in that relationship for so long. I realized I didn't respect myself. I didn't believe I deserved better. I thought I had to earn love by being perfect, by never making waves, by always putting others first. So I started working on myself. I started small. I'd look in the mirror every morning and say, I deserve respect, my feelings matter. It felt silly at first, but over time, I started to believe it. I also started journaling about what I wanted in relationships, what I deserved. I wrote things like, I deserve someone who listens to me. I deserve to feel safe. I deserve to be with someone who values me. That exercise helped me see my own worth. I also started practicing self-care, not just bubble baths and face masks, but real self-care, like saying no to things that drained me, spending time on hobbies I loved, and surrounding myself with people who made me feel good. Slowly, I built a foundation of self-respect, and that changed everything. Try this right now. Take a moment to think about how you treat yourself. Do you speak to yourself with kindness, or do you criticize yourself constantly? Do you honor your needs, or do you push them aside? Write down 3 things you deserve in a relationship. Maybe it's respect, honesty, support. Then ask yourself, am I giving myself those things? If not, start there. Respect yourself first. Value your needs, honor your boundaries, speak to yourself with kindness. When you respect yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. And that's the key to building relationships that are truly intimate, truly fulfilling. Step 4. Seek relationships built on mutual respect. The 4th step is to seek relationships built on mutual respect. Once you start respecting yourself, you'll naturally start attracting people who respect you too. But you also have to be intentional about the relationships you choose. After I started working on my self-respect, I became much more selective about who I let into my life. I stopped chasing people who didn't value me, and I started seeking out relationships where respect was mutual. I met a new friend, Emily, who showed me what a healthy friendship looks like. We'd listen to each other, support each other, and respect each other's boundaries. If I said I needed space, she'd say, of course, take your time. If she did something that upset me, she'd apologize and we'd talk it out. It was such a contrast to my friendship with Mark, and it showed me what I'd been missing. I also started dating again, but this time I paid attention to how people treated me. I went on a few dates with a guy who seemed nice at first, but when he started ignoring my boundaries, like texting me constantly even after I asked for space, I ended it. I wasn't going to repeat the same patterns. Try this right now. Look at the relationships in your life. Are they built on mutual respect? Do the people in your life value your boundaries, listen to your needs, make you feel seen? If not, it might be time to distance yourself from those relationships. And as you meet new people, pay attention to how they treat you. Do they respect your time, your feelings, your boundaries? Seek out relationships where respect goes both ways, where you feel valued and where you value them too. You don't need love if it doesn't come with respect. You deserve relationships that make you feel safe, seen, and appreciated. Step 5. Build true intimacy through self-respect. The 5th step is to build true intimacy through self-respect. When you respect yourself, when you set boundaries, when you seek relationships built on mutual respect, you create the foundation for real intimacy. Intimacy isn't just about love, it's about being truly seen, truly understood, truly valued. After I started respecting myself, my relationships changed. I built deeper connections with people because I wasn't afraid to be myself. I wasn't hiding my needs, I wasn't pretending to be someone I wasn't. I could be honest, vulnerable, and real because I knew I deserved to be treated with respect. I remember one moment with Emily that really showed me what true intimacy looks like. I was having a rough day, and I told her, "I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I don't think I can hang out tonight." She didn't get upset. She didn't make me feel guilty. She said, "I totally get it. Let me know if you need to talk. I'm here for you." That simple act of respect made me feel so safe, so seen. It was a level of closeness I'd never experienced before because it was built on mutual respect, not just love. Try this right now. Think about what true intimacy means to you. What would it feel like to be in a relationship, friendship, romantic or otherwise, where you feel completely seen and valued? Now ask yourself, am I creating space for that by respecting myself? Start by honoring your own needs, setting boundaries and seeking out people who respect you. Build relationships where you can be yourself, where you can share your true feelings without fear of judgment. That's where true intimacy lives, in the safety of mutual respect. You deserve that kind of closeness, that kind of connection. Let me share one final thought. After I started prioritizing respect over love, my life transformed. I'm no longer starving for warmth at the expense of my boundaries. I've built relationships that make me feel valued, that make me feel whole. I've learned to respect myself, and that's given me the confidence to walk away from anything that doesn't serve me. I've found true intimacy, not just with others, but with myself. I feel connected, I feel seen, I feel fulfilled because I know my worth. And I believe you can find that too. Let me know in the comments, what's one boundary you're going to set to start respecting yourself more? How are you going to seek out relationships built on respect? Maybe you have your own stories about learning to value yourself. Share them. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure other viewers would too. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep working on building healthier, more fulfilling relationships together. You don't need love if it doesn't come with respect. You deserve true intimacy, and that starts with respecting yourself. See you in the next video.